and Alvin Muñoz.
Starting five is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Batangas City has MJ De La Virgen, Levi Hernandez, Seth Ablaza, Kenneth Ighalo, and King Importante. Zamboanga Sikat has Michael Are, Reg Gabat, James Una, JP Kawilan, and Abdul Sawat. Zamboanga, obviously the younger team, but they've shown really, a lot of poise and composure here in this early part of Season 7 ng Liga ng Baat Pilipino.
You're right, and I think really the entry of Roy Sumang and James Sena to this team has really given them a lot more guidance, a lot more perspective, and it's really shown them how to be true professionals and to accept their role. And I think that's also what's been the most important thing here para sa Zamboanga. Each role is very intrinsically defined.
And there's first possession for Zamboanga. Abdul Sawat. What a tough finish to begin proceedings here at the Brenzigao Convention Center.
He's playing right now against his former team. You remember, this was his first squad here in the MPBL at the Batangas City.
Ablaza, shot fake, lumapit, said Ablaza for two.
But it's a good sign that Sed Ablaza is looking for his shot early on in this game. If you're Coach Solo Villanueva, you like that he's aggressive.
It looks like he's a man on a mission tonight. Sed Ablaza, quiet start for the former All-MPBL first team selection. A foul underneath on, looks like it's on Kenneth Ighalo. James Una at the line. The former San Sebastian Stag. He played for Negros last season.
But this guy has also come into his own. Yeah, ito nga yung maganda dito sa Zamboanga eh. Almost everybody has developed and flourished in different times of the season.
Yeah, and then nagkakaroon ng identity yung mga players on their own, individually. Because they're getting, their moments to shine. MJ De La Virgen for three. Yes!
This is a guy that needs no introduction here in the MPBL, MJ De La Virgen. But I believe, this season, Sidel, he's took a step back in terms of his performance.
And the numbers are down as well, and the minutes are down for MJ. Abdul drives, goes downhill against King Importante.
Okay, you talk about the man on a mission. This guy is definitely also on a mission against his former squad.
Three-point shot is brought to the Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. The three ball galing from MJ De La Virgen. Mike Are replaced by Roy Sumang.
That's an early sub.
Yeah, a minute and a half into it.
I think Coach Bong didn't really like the fact that De La Virgen was able to hit the three-point shot early on. Are went under the screen that allowed De La Virgen that space to hit the three-point shot.
Abdul Sawat converts the two free throws. 5-4 is the count. MJ De La Virgen uses the Ablaza pick. Down low they go. Importante. And that action is causing a lot of confusion right now. It's been easy trips para dito sa Batangas offensively.
It might be a new set that Coach Cholo has prepared for this game to get Zamboanga off guard. The rotation hasn't been very right para sa Sikat defensively.
MJ pulls up, the jumper won't go. Rebound, Ablaza. Nice tap there, galing kay King Importante. And Batangas outworking. The role of a leader here for Zamboanga Sikat is obviously the most experienced player on this team. And for Monroy, let's go to Sidney Crespo.
You're right, sa Delph, nagbabalik na nga si Roy Sumang para sa Zamboanga Sikat. He missed a couple of games dahil sa pasa at maga ng kanyang right calf. Although, hindi siya nag-start tonight. Sabi niya, okay lang ang kanyang injury, but it's also important to pace himself in this game. Sabi ni Coach Egay, no, it's a good thing, of course, to have his veteran point guard back dahil magaling daw ito magdala ng team. Kailangan niya yan versus Batangas, yung scoring ability. Siyempre, nandyan yung confidence. For Roy, kahit maraming mas bata kasama ngayon, sabi niya, no pressure. Marami siyang tropa sa Batangas, mga naging teammates sa college at sa PBA. Advice niya sa teammates na huwag tayo magpabuli sa Delphavi.
Thank you so much, Sid, and rightly so, because this Batangas team can really, you know, be in your face and punch you in the mouth. Not literally,
You're
but
right.
the way they play. That's a travel, I think, importante.
And that's a consistent call that our referees have really made this season, not allowing that same foot landing on the hop step. It could have been a nice escape by Importante, who's getting some early burn here para kay Coach Cholo Villanueva.
Here's the difference now with Roy Sumang. Maybe a few years ago when he was that young Spitfire and really, you know, out of this world point guard. You know, he could, you know, run wild, and that's really where he is at his best. It is kind of like an artist. As we check out this assist of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Yung creativity niya dapat hindi nasa stifle. But
Correct.
I think now he's found that balance with being the calming presence and also, you know, not really going away from that, you know, flashy and creative style of play para kay Roy.
You're right, and I believe he's in that stage of his career where kind of like how Russell Westbrook is to the Denver Nuggets right now, being that veteran presence, but also still making that significant impact on both sides of the basketball. Roy Sumang, that's very applaudable para sa kanya.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Maraming salamat sa LGR. As 0 for Ablaza goes 0 for 2. 9-6 is the count. Rum Masters ahead. I guess the Sikat family's brand sardines. Abdul. Sinigay kay Reg Gabat. Confidence personified. Reg Gabat, may 5 puntos na. You know what impressed me? I think we covered that game, di ba?
You're right, yeah.
0 for 7 going into the fourth quarter and finished with 13.
All of his 13 points in that fourth quarter. Kalisay was the one who sparked that rally in the first half, in that second quarter particularly, and then Reg Caba just finished the job para sa Zamboanga Sikat.
Kawilan on the run. 3-pointer won't go. Rebounding Kenneth Ighalo. Ball is loose and it's out of bounds. Bola mananatili sa Zamboanga Sikat.
And, you know, ang ganda ng matchup ng parehong team na to because both teams almost have the same philosophies. They are a team that likes to really play heavy pressure defense. They're a team that executes well in the half court. In both of these teams, they like to shoot from the outside.
Turco underneath is fouled.
So kind of like how Pasay was to Bataan yesterday. They kind of mirror each other.
This is a... Now I go back to another layer. Let's peel off another layer kung paano nagsimula itong Zamboanga this season. No? Minsan kasi, Javi, there's pros and cons with starting with a slightly weaker schedule. But right now, if the way Zamboanga has started this game, yung weaker schedule has actually allowed them to settle in to the season. It's also very difficult when you're a new team, you're just a newly formed team, kahit alam mo magkakasama na kayo before, na papasok kayo and then mahihirap kagad mga kalaban nyo.
You're right. And for me, it's more so how the team responds. Yung schedule kasi hindi mo na makokontrol yan eh. What they say, right, is to control what you can control, and Zamboanga has did just that. They have responded to what is in front of them. They have recognized yung mga mali nila early in the season. They've had some tough losses to teams that they were expected to win against, but this 7-game winning run that they are on right now has just been superbly impressive. And guys like Abdul Sawat, he has embraced the role as, you know, one of the go-to guys para dito sa Zamboanga Sikat. Did you even expect that Abdul Sawat would step into this responsibility?
There were signs late in the season for QC last season. No, very late into it, especially when William Bing was, you know, sort of fading out of the rotation. And pero right now, still my front runner for most improved player, Abdul Sawat.
I agree.
What a pass right there! Turco with a finish. Terrific teamwork from the Sikat.
That has what has typified this Zamboanga success this season. The teamwork, the willingness to get it to the open man.
A great interception. Reg Gabat is ahead. Reg Gabat will finish. 7 points for Reg Gabat. Zamboanga turning things around here in the first period and doing it with their defense and some terrific finishes at the rim. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
They have a flurry of impressive two-way players, and Reg Gabat is definitely, and we're continuing to see it in this game, Sedel, early on, dito pa lang sa first quarter.
Levy drives. Ooh, the sniper de Mexico with that ultra suave move.
You know, this guy plays different when he is here at the Brenzigiao Convention Center. Although he's playing for Batangas City, he's a hometown favorite.
This is the play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Still one of the best scorers in the MPBL, Sniper de Mexico, Levy Hernandez.
He's had a 28-point performance. He's had a 26-point performance. He's averaging 16 a game this season. And that's his first 3 points of the ball game. As Batangas pulls to within 1.
You could even argue that he's having one of his finest seasons yet in his MPBL career this year.
Jong Baloria is in the game, another Pampanga native. Ambuluto and Mark Cruz have also been inserted to the lineup kasama si CJ Isip. Rojas, the drop pass to Turco. There's a foul whistled on Levy Hernandez.
You know how hard it is to make that pass in traffic to your fellow big man. I just really love the way Rojas plays. He plays through the bumps and the bruises. He absorbs the contact. He doesn't mind. And he's undersized for a big man.
Alam mo yun, sabi mo, you know, he doesn't mind, but he certainly loves the contact.
Oh yeah.
Mas
You could see it in his face.
Gusto niya yung banggaan eh. More than anything.
And he's been one of the great spark plugs off the bench para kay Coach Bong Ramos at Coach Egay Macaraya.
CJ Isip with a rebound, 16 to 15. Turco comes up empty at the line. Mark Cruz, Hernandez with a handoff. Now a switch here. Levy fires a three. Yes, sir.
The swag is there. You could see the confidence higher than usual tonight para kay Levy Hernandez.
Ichi Altamirano, no good. Turco imposing his will inside.
What about Paul Turco tonight? Sedel turning in some quality minutes.
Oh, he's got 5 points. Very assertive and aggressive. Isit able to get away pero natapikan. Yes, last touch on CJ Isit. Hernandez sits and in comes the reigning defensive player of the year, Don Ochea.
Now, this has been one of the problems for Batangas City I've observed this year. Whenever Levy Hernandez sits down, the offense seems to slow down para dito sa Batangas. That's why it's high time for Jong Baloria to rediscover his shooting touch.
Well, he's had a few solid games this season, Jong Baloria, but
Just not very consistent.
yung hinahanap mo, I know what you mean, Javi, yung impact ng
Exactly.
mga ginagawa niya dati na nagdadala sa panalo dito sa Batangas. 10 seconds to work with. Jong fires at 3. They just make it difficult for you, the orange shirts. Ichi Altamirano, corner 3. Ochea gets the long rebound. Mark Cruz on the run. Baloria is open. Jong Baloria relocates and fires a pass inside. Hindi nag-expect si Ambo.
I think he was also trying to make a pass to Mark Cruz. He was telling Mark Cruz, tignan mo yung bola.
Yeah, but this has playoff
Oh yeah.
vibes right now. Itong matchup na to.
We,
It's a one, parang alam mo yun, parang one mistake can lead to a 8-0 run.
You're right. And although different set of players na ito para sa Zamboanga, you still can really feel that playoff atmosphere because of the history of these two franchises.
Isit the in and out dribble, the strong drive, and the finish, plus the foul.
Love that in and out galing dito kay CJ Isit with the right hand. See that right here against Ichi Altamirano. Altamirano used his hands first there, did not move his feet, kaya naiwanan siya doon. That forced Zamboanga to go help side defense there, but Isit was already off and away into the basket.
3-point play for CJ Isit. 21-18. Batangas with the lead. Mosqueda able to get away from the tee. The kick out to Altamirano. The crossover, the foul. It will go against CJ Isit. Penalty ng Batangas. There, Ichi Altamirano trying to find his offense here. Was yet to score. Averaging 6.5 points per game and 3 assists per ball game. Only a 44% free throw shooter.
They're quite peculiar coming from a guy who likes to score the basketball.
Got a special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Isit down low to Ambo. There's a double team. Kalisay and James Sena challenging Ambuluto. Mosqueda unable to convert on that runner. And that will do it.
Big reason why Batangas City holds a slim 2-point advantage heading into the second quarter. Ito Nueva Ecija. It's going to be tough though here at the Blenzigiao Convention Center, especially because this is going to be the first home game of the defending champions.
Jong Baloria. Second quarter underway. Isit, Cruz, Baloria, Ambuluto, Ochea. Ang 5 para dito sa Batangas. 23-19 as Mark Cruz hits the baseline jumper.
I tell you, if he can hit that on a consistent basis, it will put a lot more load off the shoulders of Ablaza, Hernandez, and Baloria.
Altamirano drives, goes to Kalisay from the corner, no good. Baloria with the rebound, good stop for the Rum Masters. Cruz and Ambuluto nag-agawan. Nakuha ni Ambuluto, blocked by Sena. Ambuluto keeps it alive, he's fouled.
He's really trying to assert himself here. Ito si John Ambuluto. He's fighting through double teams, First quarter, I thought he forced it a lot, but here, just really trying to get that ball into the basket, in the process drawing that foul.
I thought Zamboanga did a good job there. It's a double team.
They have been. They're really preventing Ambuluto from getting those easy baskets underneath. They know that, you know, that he's riding high off that 11-point performance in their last game.
This free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances. Ang subok at kompleto appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Gabat fires. No, rebound nakuha ni Mark Cruz. Side Ochea, nabitawan ng bola, ang tapik, Chino Mosqueda. Mosqueda, nice finish.
An excellent deceleration right there by Chino Mosqueda. A lot more guards have been learning to do that nowadays. That slow gather, especially coming from a quick run to the basket.
Cruz, jumper, money.
Love it. That perimeter jumper by Mark Cruz really gives a lot more variety to the offense of Batangas City. They become a lot less predictable.
26-21. Sena, nice fake. Short stab won't go. Abdul lost it. Battle for the loose ball ends up with Salim. And look at Salim fight through contact. Gabat with the recovery. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Gabat, plenty of contact there. No call. And it's Batangas basketball after that possession.
The referee is allowing a lot of physicality in this game so far.
This is the fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on the go speaker. Take your music anywhere. Ganda ng pag-decelerate. Chino Mosqueda.
And also being strong with the basketball despite the swipe attempt there.
Valoria, corner 3. Tapik ni Ambuluto. Ochea has it. A foul on Ambuluto. It will not count.
The basket will not count indeed. Here's what happened. Nice pass sana galing dito kay Mark Cruz, pero kitang-kita yung tulak doon ni Ambuluto kay Ben Salim.
Yes. And you call a foul on that? Come on.
Obvious na raw kasi. Obvious na raw eh. Kitang-kita na raw kasi yung extension eh.
Are, jumper, good. Nice one dribble pull-up. Galing kay Mike Are.
So what about this guy, Sadel? Stepping out of his brother's shadow. Ito si Michael Are.
Definitely a gem na uncover last season for Quezon City. Salim saves it to Sena. Takbo ang Zamboanga. Reg Gabat pulls up. The jumper is short. Rebound, Jong Valoria.
Terrible decision-making right there. That was a 3-on-2, 3-on-1 fast break there. And Reg Gabat deciding to take that perimeter jumper. He had Are open on the right wing.
Kumpiyansa ako, Javi. Kumpiyansa ako kay Reg Gabat. 29-23. But, kung ganyan ang balik, then that was a terrible shot.
Exactly. Kung kumpiyansa si Reg Gabat, mas kumpiyansa si CJ Isit dun sa tira niya. It went in.
6 na puntos na kay CJ Isit. Gabat, the one dribble pull-up. He misses again. Abdul and Med Salim. Oh boy, Zamboanga fighting for extra possessions there. Ibang klase ang work rate dun sa ilalim. This is the assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Especially in pick and roll situations like that, when Valoria or Hernandez gets blitzed and it's Mark Cruz setting the screen, he should be ready to get those passes either on a short roll or on a pop situation and ready to shoot those perimeter jumpers.
Only the first point for Med Salim.
First point, but my God, his impact in this game though. has been crazy. He's been really going for those loose balls.
2 points para kay Med Salim, 29-25. Under 6 minutes to play in the second period. Isit testing the defense of Are. Nandun si Abdul to help. Ochea ready to shoot, no good. Takbo si Are. Ochea chasing him. Recovered by Are. Salim waits for Sena. Baba sila kay Abdul. Great block galing kay Jong Baloria. Inside they go. Salim for 2. That's 4 points para kay Med Salim.
Soft touch right there. Galing kay Med Salim. Yeah, I used to see him shoot a lot of outside shots. He didn't take that opportunity earlier when he was on top. Decided for the higher percentage shot there.
Blaza having a hard time getting past Salim. Here comes Seda Blaza. Cruz open. Yes.
He's been perfect on those jumpers, Sedelf.
And that's deflating if you're Zamboanga playing terrific defense for 23 seconds. And Mark Cruz hits his 6th point right there on that free throw line jumper.
Yeah, he's been the buster on those traps that Zamboanga has tried to implement.
Salim again. And Abdul with the assist. 31-29. 4.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Baloria fires. Yes.
There you go. As long as Levy Hernandez is on the bench, you'd love to see Jong Baloria getting heavily involved in the offense for those catch-and-shoot situations, especially because he's being blitzed when he has the basketball on two-man games.
Abdul, elbow jumper won't go. Ablaza secures the rebound. Chance for the Rum Masters to extend the lead. Baloria. Back-to-back para kay Jong Baloria, and it's an 8-point lead for the Rum Masters here in Sanford. From Kenneth Duremdes, head of operations, Emer Oreta, and head of security, Rudy Distrito in the building. Abdul gets it to Gabat. That's a 3. Another miss. Galing kay Reg Gabat has missed his last 3 attempts. Balik sa laro, MJ de la Virgen. Ablaza with the pick. MJ gets in the lane, finds Sed. The pass to Baloria, the closeout. And the steal from Med Salim. The catch from Sumang, the recovery from Sumang. Now, the turnover from Zamboanga.
A lot of miscommunication happening right now para sa Zamboanga Sikat. The passes aren't on point. And they're having trouble trying to stifle this sizzling hot Batangas City offense.
3-minute mark ng ating second period. MJ goes to Jexter Apinan. Ablaza needing to improvise. Mintis yan. Sumang running the floor. Labas kay Med Salim. Salim gets into the lane. Lost it. It will be Batangas basketball.
I think Sumang was torn between passing to Abdul Sawat, who was trailing him, or to pass or to go for the shot.
Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. A few more game with 1xBet. That was Salim with the finish off the feed from Abdul Sawat. Levy, 8 seconds to work with. Nabitawan ng bola, Sawat grabs the loose ball. Apinan to Hernandez underneath. And you know what, Javi, alam mo, you know, this is a much experienced team, itong Batangas, but they have no problems mixing it up for the 50-50 balls against this really, you know, this young and energetic Zamboanga team.
And that's the type of culture that Coach Cholo and his crew have established with this franchise. As we look at the numbers here of Levy Hernandez, 10 points against Nueva Ecija, but 4 out of 19 from the field. He really struggled in that game.
Medyo maalat ang kanyang shooting sa game na yun.
But he's making up for that performance with his game tonight. Ito si Levy Hernandez off to a good start here against the Zamboanga Sikat.
A double-digit lead for the first time in the game for either team. Batangas has it, 39-29. Altamirano will attack, will kick it out. Kawilan, three-pointer, missed. Salim with the offensive rebound. I thought that was a foul, Abby. Salim, oh, what a first half para kay Med Salim. 9 points leading Zamboanga, only down by 7.
You just don't know who's gonna step up for the Zamboanga Sikat squad. Red Salim with a stellar second quarter here para sa Zamboanga.
Minute and 34 left. Wala pa sa penalty. Ang Zamboanga, only the third team foul. As Altamirano was caught reaching in against Kenneth Ighalo. Hernandez.
Definitely a push there.
Easy call. Easy call. That's team foul number 4. So, ang sunod na foul will be a trip to the line for Batangas.
I don't think he was gonna get away with that. It's a bulsaw at akala na siguro makakaisa siya doon.
Set Ablaza. That's a 3. No good. And Red Salim with another rebound. Kawilan drives, baseline, and the finish. JP Kawilan, not the quickest right there, pero because of his ability to shoot the 3, kinailangan siyang i-close out dito.
Attacking that closeout right there. Yeah, rarely do you see him put the ball on the deck, but JP Kawilan used his length.
He completes the 3-point play. Now Zamboanga pulls to within 4, 6-0 run here for the Sikat Family's Brand Sardines. MJ, bigay kay Seth Ablaza. De la Vergen. Ablaza, the extra pass to Ighalo for 3. That's last touch on the orange shirts.
Three-point shooting starting to go a little bit cold here as we wind down the second quarter para sa Batangas City. That's why Zamboanga has been able to slowly chip away at this advantage.
Ighalo. Back to De La Vergen. MJ, there's a double team. Ighalo will save it to Apinan. 3 seconds in the shot clock. Jexter nabitawan ng bola and a lucky break for Batangas. Sawat is whistled for the personal. Pangalawa na yan para kay Abdul Sawat, but swerte sila dun, ha? Hindi maganda ang control ni Apinan sa dribble niya.
You're right. Ablaza, you know, hasn't really been able to make an impact here in the second quarter, just like he did in the first period.
5 points for Sed Ablaza. But when you have Baloria and Hernandez clicking right now, points now para kay Sed. 41-35. 40 seconds left in the first half. Ichi Altamirano with the escape.
That might just be the easiest shot of the night that we're gonna see in the half court.
41-37. MJ De La Vergen, down low they go. Jexter Apinan muffs the layup. Jexter looks like a player who's still trying to find his feet again after an injury. Roy Sumang knocks down the three. And they pull to within a single point. And for all of Batangas' great play in that first half, Zamboanga just finding a way na makabalik dito. And Roy Sumang with the final word of the half. A three-pointer
was back to square one here at halftime.